The man accused of murdering his girlfriend on the Eastern Shore heads back to court.
We first told you about Winston Burton in late November when authorities say he stabbed Shelley Crockett to death. 10 on your side's Lex Gray found out that Burton has been committing violent crimes for decades. And tonight, her follow-up on how he kept getting out of prison to commit those crimes.
Tom and Anita, before he was accused of murder, Winston Burton had already attacked a man in a bar fight, stabbed his wife, shot his girlfriend, and stabbed another girlfriend's son. Burton's crimes date all the way back to the 1970s, but each time he was convicted, he served only a fraction of his sentence. I found out that's because of a major change in Virginia law.
Should he ever gotten out?
No. No. No.
At one time, Louise Taylor loved Winston Burton. The two lived together in Accomack County for years, but in 1992, he left her. When he tried to come back, whatever love was left turned to fear.
He asked me, could he come here? I said no. And then he shot through the door and the gun grazed the top of my head. And then next thing I know, I ran to where my kids, where my son was at, my grandkid was at in the bedroom. And he shot me there. And I fell to the floor, and I played dead. And at that time, the first person I called was my uncle. Because I said, if I die, they would know who had killed me. And then I called 911.
Taylor survived, and Burton went to trial for breaking into her house and shooting her. A jury found him guilty and gave him 27 years. So how did he get out of prison after only 11 years, less than half that sentence? I asked Andy Protegiero, a longtime criminal defense lawyer, who points to two things. First, in the early 90s, parole laws meant it was common for criminals to serve less than a quarter of their sentence. That doesn't happen now.
In today's world, even under what he received, he would have remained in custody till about 2015.
In 1995, Virginia switched over to truth in sentencing. That means convicts have to serve at least 85% of their sentence. It also means that juries get to see prior convictions before they decide how long a defendant should serve. That's something Burton's 1993 jury never saw. They had no idea he was convicted of stabbing his wife and attacking another man in the 80s. If they had, Protegiero says, they probably would have given him the max of 42 years.
So he would not be on trial for murder now?
No way. He'd still be in custody today. He would have never committed another crime.
But Burton didn't get a 42-year sentence or even serve the 27 he did get. Instead, he was out by 2004 and the next year stabbed his girlfriend's son. His attorney and the prosecutor worked out a plea deal, so Burton served only 10 years of a 20-year sentence. Northampton County Prosecutor Bruce Jones won't tell me why he allowed a plea deal or whether he now considers it a mistake. But Protegiero says it might be because it's sometimes difficult to get domestic violence victims to cooperate.
It forces the prosecutors in certain circumstances to resolve those cases as best as possible. So it's not necessarily an outlier.
And neither were the cases in 1980, 82, and 92 where the laws simply weren't tough enough to keep even a person as violent as Burton in prison.
Nothing failed according to the law of the time.
Shelley Crockett took out a protective order against Winston Burton about 2 months before her death. If you or someone you know is suffering from domestic violence, we have resources available for you online at wavy.com. I'm Lex Gray, 10 on your side.